This guy, Roberts, and his bike. Yamaha had put on the map. I mean, here's an American going over and winning the World Championship on Yamaha.
In 1983, Eddie Lawson, a young rider from California, joined Kenny Roberts on the Yamaha team.
They put him on Yamaha there, teaming with Roberts. Roberts showed him the ropes, and then Lawson just took over.
Eddie Lawson was known as the Eddie. He won 3 world championships and set the stage for a third American named Wayne Rainey.
Checking out Lawson's bike is an example of the progression of Yamaha, and he developed that bike as something that Wayne Rainey then took on and won championships with.
Wayne Rainey not only won championships, but did it 3 years in a row. From 1990 to 1993, he was unbeatable, winning 3 consecutive world titles.
Wayne is an amazing guy, amazing rider.
Fastest guy in the world 3 years in a row, and really someone that I tried to pattern my riding after as much as I could, to whatever level I could.
Wayne Rainey rode a Yamaha race bike called the YZR 500. It was wickedly fast, with the emphasis on wickedly.
There was times, not a lot of times, that I could ride the bike and be ahead of the bike, and I was in control totally. I knew exactly what the bike was going to do before it did it.
Those 4-cylinder 2-strokes were just nasty, ugly things that wanted to throw you off at just about any moment.
In the early 1990s, Grand Prix bikes were notorious for being very unpredictable in how their engines delivered power.
You could go from 90 horsepower to an instant 150 horsepower in the matter of, a few hundred feet. And that's where the thing exploded, and that's where they were the most difficult to ride.
I got on Rainey's 500, and it wheelied out of turn 2 in 4th gear. It wheelied in 4th gear at well over 100 miles an hour.
They could get away from you so easy because of that burst of horsepower.
After one lap, I had to take a lap off. I was shaking so badly, and my hands were so pumped up. My eyes were a little bit bigger than that. I was completely freaked out by it. I remember telling Wayne, how could you possibly ride that anywhere near anybody else? How could you race anybody with that thing? It was so fast.
A lot of the times it felt like you were riding a motorcycle that didn't want to be ridden in a straight line, that's for sure.
This is Wayne Rainey's favorite racetrack, the Laguna Seca Motor Speedway in Monterey, California.
We're one of the top 10 road courses in the world, and because of its technicalities and because of its elevation changes.
First developed as a horse ranch in 1867, the land became Fort Ord in 1917. The U.S. Army used it as an artillery range. In 1957, local businessmen bought the land and carved the racetrack through the hills. But the track wouldn't stay in private hands for long.
It is owned now by Monterey County Parks. It is a park. It operates as a park every day.
A park that would become Wayne Rainey's backyard. Rainey bought a house and moved to Monterey just to be close to the track. That's just one example of his passion for motorcycles.
Wayne certainly had a tremendous impact on this facility.
In the mid-90s, Grand Prix bikes were so fast, Laguna Seca was no longer considered a safe racetrack. Wayne Rainey convinced Yamaha to fund a total renovation of the track. Rainey is the man who brought international motorcycle racing back to Laguna Seca.
All of us that have been lucky enough to attend the Grand Prix at Laguna Seca should thank Wayne Rainey. He's the one who reinforced it together. I think he just basically browbeat Yamaha into sponsoring the deal and putting up the money to make Laguna Seca a Grand Prix venue.
We needed to do about $3 million worth of safety improvements for the riders, and Yamaha was right there.
After months of renovations, Grand Prix racing returned to Laguna Seca in 2006. It is the only international race run in a county park.
It's a day in a loud park, and people bring their blankets and their coolers, and they sit on the side of the hill and they watch racing, and it really is a family affair.
Yamaha and Rainey share a long, successful history at Laguna Seca. Rainey won 3 Grand Prix races here. And after he retired, turn 9 was named Rainey Curve in his honor. But right before Rainey Curve are turns 8 and 8A, known the world over as the corkscrew.
Very challenging track. There's blind corners, there's fast corners, there's off camber, there's right and left. The famous corkscrew.
You can sit in Italy and listen to the Grand Prix being broadcast in Italian, and they use the words "the corkscrew." I mean, it's that type of a venue and a feature.
The corkscrew is one of the most difficult corners on any racetrack in the world. It is a blind left-hand turn, followed by an immediate sharp right, as the road drops 300 feet down a hill.
You could actually get both wheels off the ground when you change direction. Going down the corkscrew.
The corkscrew is one of those things that every lap through it, I don't care how fast or how slow, it's always going to open your eyes and really make you take a big deep breath when you go off of it.
Way different mindset going through there than anywhere else on the track.
Wayne was just such a fierce competitor. He just wanted to win really, really badly. And so did Schwantz at the time, and that's why the two of them got into some pretty battles over the years.
And I guess the problem I had was I was always trying to chase that guy Rainey through it. So maybe the front wheel was in the air, but it didn't really where I wanted it to be. It was the only way I could try and keep him in sight was if I wheelied all the way through it.
Wayne Rainey and Kevin Schwantz are two of the heroes for younger generations of American motorcycle racers.
We looked up to guys like Wayne and Kevin Schwantz, who had these incredible heated battles, plus they're Americans, you cheered for them. They were your heroes.
Today, when professional riders tackle Laguna Seca, they always have a plan of attack for the corkscrew. But amazingly, when they built Laguna Seca, the corkscrew wasn't planned at all. It just happened one day at lunch.
All the blueprints were actually drawn up at the end of the day. So after the bulldozers and everything had gone out there and carved their way through, then they decided how the track was going to look. The corkscrew happened that way. We got to the top of the hill. The construction boss said, "I'm going to lunch. Get down this hill any way you can. The pavers are right behind you." Hence the most famous turn in the world, the corkscrew. You're going along at 180 miles an hour, and you have to brake in less than 1.2 seconds to go down to about 60 miles an hour to take a blind left turn.
You can't see where you're going. All you see is sky.
It's like jumping off a 6-story building. You leave your stomach somewhere back on turn 6 and collect it next time around.
The whole time you're white-knuckling. You're scared, and you go, "Oh, God, I'm coming into Rainey Curve."